So, ladies and gentlemen, as I was speaking, load shedding struck, and I had to make adjustments about my recording, and I hope that I will see my address. Yeah. The the subjects, 18 or so, 20 or so, the number does not matter. The subjects are grouped into groups of those that are non-regulatory subjects, which would be our forms of business enterprises and aspects of customary law. You also have subjects which basically are classified as those that need no pass mark. Those are for study purposes, for doing purposes. You will not be penalized for obtaining whatever mark, but obviously for your own purposes, it is necessary that you make sure that you pass them on your own with no pressure of having to pass them, but pass them on your own for the purposes of what? Of preparing for the subject of the examination that I'll be talking about later on, which I can say by now, its name is as the BBST, Broad-Based Skills Test. It is one of the 3 examinations that I will talk about when I talk about the examinations that you guys have to pass. Yes, the 3 subjects that are for the doing only require no pass mark of 50. You are insolvency practice with the acronym INP, the matrimonial matters and divorce, which is your MMD, and the personal injury claims with the acronym PIC. As I'm saying, these are the subjects that we have to be preparing for the examination, because they will be asked about in the examination or assessment called BBST. The other introductory subjects, your FBE, your FBE will be your form of business enterprises. The next one will be NS, numeracy skills, and those will basically be your, allow me to say, introductory modules. They are hardly like failed. If you were to fail this too, or it is in as much as you are given an opportunity to pass it ultimately in a supplementary assessment, I would say, please, if you fail FBE or numeracy skills, because of their introductory and general nature, there's no detail that is going into forms of business enterprise or numeracy skills. You have questions like, what is 300 divided by 10 for numeracy skills? I don't expect anyone to fail that. So that is the level of depth that is going into in the presentation of forms of business enterprise or numeracy skills. So those I expect you as a new student, even to do and pass within the first week of the opening of the school itself. You And that should be easy for me. And then there is also introduction to practice management. As I'm saying, those are the modules on which students' skills are tested on their general knowledge, not in-depth knowledge of this of the subject. Really, for you guys to have problems and have FBE or numeracy skills and IPM, it would be saying something about yourself, and I'm not going to label what that is. So other modules or subjects, let me use the word subjects because we are used to subjects. Other subjects will be your customary law, your alternative dispute resolutions, ADR, your contracts, commercial contracts, or the drafting of contracts, your criminal court practice, constitutional law practice, subjects on legal costs in civil proceedings, your introduction to your insolvency practice rather, LDR, which is labor dispute resolutions, your high court practice, your legal practice, accounts management, magistrates court practice, which is your MCP, your PLE, professional legal ethics, and your subject on wills, estates, and trusts with the acronym WET. Those will be your subjects with an in-depth presentation of the subject. The lecturers take their time to present from a practical perspective, ladies and gentlemen, because you are presumed, sorry for that, you are presumed to have undergone training, ladies and gentlemen, at your various universities, training on the substantive law. So you heard the name PVT, P underline P, or even highlighted in red, practical. You are definitely not a theoretical occasional training, if there is any such a thing. We are practical, so the purpose and the orientation of our training is to arm you with practical skills. So this will be the modules that will be presented in depth by lecturers in MS Team lectures or virtual lectures. Yes, you will be expected to attend a lecture on all this that I've mentioned, and then you will see the lecturer themselves, and yes, but because of the politics around video, audio, and subject to the particular lecturer's taste of presentation, he will make the necessary housekeeping rules that you point out what you guys appear on the system for him to see you, or for him to be seen by you. The lectures for all these subjects are scheduled, and you will receive the schedule of the timetable of the lectures. I know that I've said that if the initial training would start on the 12th, but then that is not it. It's not one. But on the 19th, a week later, then the first lecture will be on professional legal ethics, and so on and so on. There will be all these lectures and the dates of their presentation And the presenters themselves, we have gone out of our way to try and source the expertise or services of experts and specialists in their various fields. Talking of PLE, we have a specialist person on professional legal ethics. We also have a specialist on constitutional law practice, and so on and so on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that is about the examinations. Sorry, the subjects. About the examinations, that's one thing that I must talk about. The number of examinations, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3. These examinations, like the subjects, are the same examinations that your contact schools, colleagues, or counterparts or fellow students go through. So we as the distance school share the same content of the PVT in terms of the subjects are the same with the contact-based students regarding all of the subjects. We share the same examinations, we share the same subjects, and for that matter, it means that on the day that you write an examination, which yours will be online anyway, you must know that somewhere your colleague in the day school or the night school attendance can either be day school or night school. Contact classes could either be day school or night school. Those students will be writing the same examination at the same time. So that is where unity between, on the one hand, the only distance school, our school, and the 9 contact class schools comes into being. We share the training to that extent. So, like the lectures, days for the examinations will be on the schedule of or the program, semester program. The examinations themselves, as I said, or I should say, number 1, the first examination, not in any order of preference, or would be what's this, WET, as I'm saying, that would be Wills Estates and Trust. Then there is another examination on LPAM, which is your Legal Practitioners Accounts Management. They used to be referred to as Legal Practitioners Bookkeeping or Attorneys Bookkeeping. That is your now LPAM. The third set of examination is the one that I've talked about earlier on. That is your BBST, Broad-Based Skills Test. The name broad-based is basically, they could have as well as said general skills test, because this is a paper or an examination that tests students' skills on their general knowledge of law. So much as we have the LPAM, which is strictly about accounting or accounts for attorneys, and we also have WET, which is strictly and only about wills, estates, and trusts. The BBST examination will examine you guys on all the other modules except wills, estates, and trusts and attorneys' accounts. So that's why I'm saying the BBST examination could also be referred to as an examination on general knowledge, general as including the rest that excludes those to have their specific or separate examination, being the PAM and WAT. So when you prepare for the BBST, believe you me, that's when you are tested like there's no test tomorrow. As you can see, the range of modules or subjects that you have to prepare for this examination on is far much. We're talking of around 8 or so, or 9 or even 10 subjects. Customary law, alternative dispute resolution, your contracts, your criminal contracts, all the contracts, legal costs, stuff like that. So yes, preparing for BBST is no game in the park. It would require you, ladies and gentlemen, to be quite ready and available, because you still have to pass by a minimum of 50%. Our pass mark is our overall pass mark for any subject that requires to be passed. Pass mark is minimum 50%. You do not make the minimum threshold of 50%. The start, if your average pass mark is between 45 and 49, that's when you not have a right be remarked. You have, ladies and gentlemen, to make a formal request that for reasons that you feel that you have not been marked to a minimum of 50% success that appear on the script as having been marked. You are requiring that your script to be subjected to remarking. It's not a matter of automatic right that you get between 45 and 49 and your script will be remarked. No, you have, number one, to indicate what sections of your answer sheet have been incorrectly or undermarked. Number one. Number two of importance, you have to make that request for remark within maximum 5 days from the date you became aware of your mark. Number three, and most important, is you have to pay a non-refundable remarking fee of 200 rand per an examination. So 45 to 49 does not automatically entitle a remark. You have to indicate to me in particular that on answer number this and answer number that, you have been undermarked or incorrectly marked, and had you been correctly marked, you would have obtained the required minimum threshold of 50%. As I'm saying, number two, make such an indication about a request for review or remark of your script within 5 days of you becoming aware of the mark. Last but not least, you have to pay for a remark, because this is done, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of finality of the marking process. You want to yourself be bogged down by an outstanding result on this or that examination. Life must go on, and believe you me, this PBT program is an action-packed program, such that before you know it, we are into October, and then it is so action-packed, it's not funny, believe you me. That's why I am now going to talk about time management. You are being asked, or not asked, you are being paid to manage your time in dealing with the program. When the program starts, ladies and gentlemen, on the 6th of June, sorry, on the 5th of June 2023, it's all systems go. The activities follow one another at a lightning speed. Casework, the lectures, examinations, casework, child advocacy, like I say, for those who may not be likely on their first bite of any of the 3 examinations, there is a supplementary examination. And before you know it, you are preparing for child advocacy and then the program, as I'm saying, because of its action-packed character, it moves at a lightning speed, that is breakneck speed. So you yourself will see that if you're going to like keep on sleeping on that which you must do, like you have received your result is between 45 and 49, and then done within 5 days, make a request for a remark, but you otherwise want to do it after 5 days, you might have a problem of time. So question, as I'm saying, those 3 factors are of equal importance, we attach equal weight to those 3 factors. The range of the mark, the time of your request for remark, and the payment and proof of payment of the remark fee of 200 rand. Those of them are of equal importance. Right. I was talking about time management. I am going to suggest that from the 5th of June until the end of June, ladies and gentlemen, please confine your activities or arrest your interest to just reading through the manuals as you have. In the meantime, we'll be attending lectures from the 19th, yes, of 19th of June, and that's the lecture on professional legal ethics. From the 19th, basically from the day of the opening of the program until the end of June, just read and prepare for lectures for relevant lectures, because there is still on this question of time management. There is this thing about the assessments that you have to write and pass. I talked of assessments or assignments, doesn't matter how you call it, assessments that you must do before you write the examinations on the subjects. There will be assessments which are referred to as standalone assessments that you must pass. I talked of numeracy skills, finances, I talked of e-commerce, I talked of cyber law or IPM, MMD. The assessments which appear, which have tags or tabs, TABs, as appearing on the face of your e-leader platform. When you open your e-leader platform, you will see that there will be the main tab of this semester, which will be the LSSA UNISA 2023 2 tab. That is your main tab. But you will also have the online FBE 2023 to tab, for example. I'm just giving an example. That will be your self, so standalone module appearing on your e-reader platform. So those standalone modules have a deadline for the submission of the assessments as shall have been concluded. What you do, ladies and gentlemen, is you read, you study. If a particular module has what's this? A hard copy manual. You read the manual, you read possible questions, and you see, and you decide that I am ready to answer multiple choice questions, for example, which will be there under tests and quizzes. We'll talk about this, how you answer assessments as time goes on, but definitely before people start answering or submitting assessments for my. So please, in this interest of time management, start by studying a particular mode, for example, aspects of customary law. Read and read and read and read and read and read. All the resources that you can find on customary law, whether on under standalone or on the resources under the manual itself. Read and read and prepare yourself and satisfy yourself that you can on a particular day open the assessment online and answer 100 questions over 1 hour. This is what I'm saying. On a particular day, after thorough preparation and satisfying oneself that they have prepared to answer 100 multiple choice question based assessment on aspects of customer ACL, for example. Then on a particular day, obviously make sure that you are aware that load shedding will not interfere with you answering for 1 hour. But in case it interferes, the battery should be standby for that 1 hour. But as I'm saying, by reading, studying, then you say between 9 and 10, there won't be any load shedding in my area. Then you open at 9, then the assessment is open. Once it is open, ladies and gentlemen, the management of the time is totally out of your hand. The multiple choice question based assessments, time of answering are auto-controlled by the system. So the moment you press open, then the first second starts until the last second of 60 minutes, 1 hour. Now it closes automatically. The moment it closes, you are presumed to have answered sufficiently to pass. So the system automatically marks, you get your mark there. If it is a pass, you are done. If it is anything under 15, it's you have to the assessment as a supplementary assessment on the same subject until you pass. That's why I'm talking about self or time management in answering of assessments. So our assessments are programmed to be answered within 1 hour. As I'm saying, once you open, the done deal. See. So time management is not casually open any assessment. Because once you open, then the clock starts ticking and you cannot reverse it. Even if you close in 1 minute and you have answered only one question or have not answered any question correctly at all to record a zero. Once you close it, but it will be open. It's once you open, it's meant to stay on for 1 hour, after which it closes itself up. As I'm saying, don't have any control by it in terms of extending the hours and stuff like that. So that's about time management of assessments. The examination are written, the longest examination, the period of writing the examination is 4.5 hours. This is one that is based skills test. Otherwise, the other examinations, one is 2 hours, and the other one is 1 hour 45 minutes, somewhere. I think, but you will have proper and relevant information at the relevant time. That is about the examinations and assessments. As I said, assessments, please do a thorough preparation. Ask for resources, you will have them. Some of them are video lectures, videos of lectures on our system in preparation for a particular assessment, for example. But as I'm saying, assessments like numeracy skills, FBE, IPM, even this one of cyber law, for example, e-commerce, finance, ladies and gentlemen. Those are assessments which I would still have no problem with people doing even for the end of June. But those that are content, your procedures, your contracts, your legal costs, your solvency practice, those, please make sure that before you open any assessment with any intention to answer, you must have done thorough preparations which you are confident will make you master at least 50% in answering those questions. Yeah, that would be about it with examinations on the one hand and assessments on the other. I promise that I'll talk about casework. Ladies and gentlemen, casework is basically a practical presentations by legal specialists or expert legal practitioners on court processes. Casework involves mainly presentation of civil court processes, either in summons-based court processes or applications based court processes, because we have the action process on the one hand and the motion court process on the other. So that's when you, as students, will be grouped in numbers, groups with numbers that will make sure that you will role play. Because casework is about role play. You are given a set of facts or a scenario, and you role play it in a court simulation environment. There will be presiding officer, normally the center of the casework. There will be in an action court, there will be a plaintiff, there will be a defendant, there will be witness for the plaintiff, there will be witness for the defendant, there will be, where necessary, an expert witness, and then there will be presentation of respective cases. The plaintiff's case is presented, the defendant's case is presented, and at the end, judgment is delivered by the presiding officer, who, as I said, of practice has been our presenters in casework. We have a total of 8 experts. I'm confident when I say they are experts in their field practice, and those are the people that we've been using and will be used during casework when casework time is upon us. It's also the timing of the scheduling of casework appears on the program, semester program itself. You see it when you get access to your schedule or program, the PVT for the semester. That will be a thing's work. And then I promise that I'll also explain what trial advocacy is. Trial advocacy, is basically based normally on and focuses on the criminal court practice. As I'm saying, we would have normally senior counsels and judges when they are applicable. These are the people who will present the criminal court practice in the main, starting from, in criminal court practice, we're talking of either being summoned to appear before a criminal court or being arrested on a bail application, the hearing of the matter on its merits, pleading guilty or otherwise, and until judgment is granted in case it is a guilty finding. Then talking of all the subsequent processes after judgment is granted, your mitigation, your extinguishing, your appeals, and until the end. So that, as I said, is the only basis or contact basis of your training, or contact phase of your training, because the rest, as I said, your students will be keeping a distance from the presenters and the school. Obviously, we have lectures, I said, you'll be having contact through MST meetings. Yeah, that's the only thing. So I think the rest of the stuff, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking. There will be these meetings which will be arranged between the school and the students. Lectures, that's when you'll be seeing Professor so and so or advocate so and so, Mr. Miss so and so, presenting this and that subject lecture form. And I'm lining again, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that you have to enjoy the process. You have to have access to sufficient, stable internet connectivity. You have registered for distance learning. I've explained that our training is electronically based. You are not expected to come and complain of your lack of affordability in respect of acquisition of data, for example. You knew when you registered for this training that this is distance learning training. Our training is based on the model of the university from which a majority of have graduated, which is UNISA. See, so we are dealing with assessments, assignments, our examinations, and 99.99% of our whole native training is based on electronic communication, electronic contract. We have an EPVT, electronically based practical professional training. So please make sure that you have access to optimum internet connectivity. You either are expected to have a smartphone or let's say a good laptop or even a desktop. We know that we are living under this dark cloud of load shedding. Let's not aggravate our situation by lack of data connectivity. It can be. Otherwise, definitely better. I am taking this opportunity to say, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've addressed a number of issues. Those issues that I might have left out definitely was not intentional. It was because we still have an opportunity to address one or the other issue as time goes. But believe me, from time to time, scheduling MS Team meetings between ourselves and yourselves, number obviously the introductory MS Team meeting, I suspect it will be arranged within a week of the 5th June. All of us, the students and the team, the students will come to meet the team in an MS Team meeting. Then there will be other arranged MS Team meetings between us, strategic MS Team meetings, discussing examinations, discussing assessments, and. So that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying again, welcome home to the school that we have applied for. And at all times, this is our distance learning school. I have been given an opportunity to go through the school from the comfort of home office if you are employed. And the benefit of this training, like the benefit of the class attendance colleagues of yours, is that you qualify for a reduction. The contract of articles for is 1 year because you are in possession of a certificate that says you have successfully gone through our PVT, successfully gone through PVT simply means you have passed all the assessments that need to be passed, and you have passed all the examinations, and all by at least a minimum of 50%. It's known to ladies and gentlemen, I'm myself, welcome home to your school. PVT, distance school for PVT, and for the semester that starts on the 5th of June 2023. Thank you.